Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is made possible by Assured Partners, Greg Young of Marshalltown, Lennox Employees Credit Union, Marshalltown Area Chamber, Marshalltown Community College, McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, Sports Plus, Wayward Social, Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown, Marshalltown School District, Scooters of Marshalltown, Legends American Grill, Sandvik Enterprises in Marshalltown, your Marshalltown Hy-Vee, and State Farm, Tyler Pashong Agency.
Safety! Dropped in the end zone. It's Niehaus. Feldman, that one will get in. That's a good point right there. A shot coming here. That's a goal. Lifted to left center field. Gets off the warning track into the wall. Transition three. Boom! Knocks that one down. And it's a goal. What a beautiful play. Dutton, look what I found over the first. It's a 3-on-1 all the way. Yes! There he goes.
Your home for the Bobcats, KFJB-TV.
The ace of the staff goes tonight for the Marshalltown Bobcats. Xander Stupp 2-0 with an .070 ERA. He looks to mow down the visiting Grundy Center Spartans tonight. This is Bobcat Baseball on KFJB-TV. Riesel's going to come home, and that will get the Bobcats on the board. And it's a stand-up double for Xander Stupp. Beautiful summer-like night at Marshalltown High School. It is baseball on KFJB-TV as well as News Talk, 1230 AM, 93.9 FM, and right here on KFJB-TV. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Welcome into our broadcast. I'm Brandon Lewis, Dylan Dose alongside me, our producer tonight, David Braga, Joe Cornwell, Keith Stewart on camera work tonight. Marshalltown Bobcats getting warmed up to take on the visiting Grundy Center Spartans tonight, Dylan. 3-1 on the season, but coming off a tough loss on Tuesday night to the Newton Cardinals. This will be a much-needed bounce-back victory here tonight for the Cats.
Yeah, against the Cardinals the other night, it was a lot of old ghosts in the closet a little bit. They had 8 hit batsmen. They gave up 12 runs. Only 5 of those were earned, and it's just a lot of free bases. And the Bobcats don't have enough offensive talent to be able to do that. But tonight, you go to Xander Stupp, the unquestioned ace on the mound. He hasn't given up a walk all year long, has looked dominant at times. North Tama retired the last 13 batters, and he didn't sweat anything all night long. So it might be the senior is exactly what the doctor ordered.
That is for sure. Coming up, we'll take a look at our starting lineups and Dylan's keys to the game tonight as we continue on with our pregame coverage. Bobcat Baseball on KFJB-TV.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
At Greg Young Automotive, we go the extra mile for our customers across Iowa. Why do customers choose us and keep coming back? Because our commitment to exceptional service and satisfaction never wavers. With our extensive network of dealerships throughout Iowa, we leverage unbeatable pricing and offer a better inventory selection than other dealerships. Visit any of our 6 locations across the state and experience the Greg Young difference, where we'll go the extra mile for you.
At Tyler Pashong State Farm, we are M-Town proud.
For us, M-Town proud is about having absolute pride in the place that we live and work. The people in this community represent everything that I believe in and everything I want to instill in my children.
hardworking,
Diverse.
Genuine.
Kind.
And passionate.
A blue-collar town that has shown countless times we can depend on each other.
We'd love to talk to you about what makes you
M-Town proud.
Make the equity in your home work for you with the home equity loan from Lennox Employees Credit Union. Crush high-interest credit card debt and make needed improvements to your home. You have the power to refinance and change your financial life. With the lower interest rate, repayment is more comfortable than paying those high credit card interest rates. The loan process is easy. See Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender. Online at lennoxecu.com.
Welcome back to Marshalltown High School. Let's get tonight's starting lineups, all brought to you by Sandvik Enterprises in Marshalltown. Let them deliver for you while we deliver the starting lineup. First up for the Grundy Center Spartans tonight, it'll be Braden Davey leading it off, batting .214 a year ago. He's up to .364 through 3 games this year. He'll be in center field. Judd Drofsky, he is at the shortstop position, batting in the 2-hole. Brody Zinkula is at second base, followed by Thorin. He's at the hot corner tonight, batting .667 with 4 RBI. Pete Lobo is the catcher tonight. Ryder Slifer will follow him at first base. In the 7-hole, Hayden Gertis is in left field, batting .250 with 2 runs and 2 stolen bags. Ethan Meester will DH tonight for the starting pitcher, Britt Meyer. And Dayton Myers rounds out the lineup, batting 9th, playing in right field for Grundy Center. Meanwhile, for the Marshalltown Bobcats tonight, it'll be Sam Griesel leading it off at shortstop. Leadoff batter hitting .500, 7 runs, 4 RBI, and he's been hit by 4 pitches so far this year. Garrett Tatey will follow him in the lineup. He is catching tonight, batting in the 2-hole. Batting in the 3-hole, Aiden Holmgren, he's in left field. Xander Stump will bat cleanup as he is also on the bump tonight, batting .538 with 9 RBI and 3 doubles so far this year. Behind him, J.J. Schoenfelder, he's in right. In center is his brother, Lars Schoenfelder. Taven Dutton will bat 7th, batting .400, and at first base tonight, Madden Martin, the 8th grader, is at the hot corner, and Luke Stolzer is at the Keystone, batting .400, coming into this one, batting 9th. That's our starting lineups. Get all brought to you by Sandvik Enterprises in Marshalltown. This is Bobcat Baseball. You're watching KFJB-TV.
YMCC, competitive athletics, affordable tuition, on-campus living, online courses plus 2 campus locations, unique programs, career training, small classes, short-term hands-on training. Choose MCC. National anthem wrapping up. Time for our keys to the game. All brought to you by First Rate Real Estate, FirstRateTeam.com.
And when we look at the visiting Grundy Center Spartans, it really comes down to the senior trio in Zinkula Thorin and Myers, but really Riker Thorne is just destroying the cover of the baseball in the first 3 games, hitting .667, OPS over 1,300. He also can pitch a little bit, but that is a senior crew that they're going for their 7th straight winning season, so that's a big thing for the Spartans. When we flip it over to the Bobcats, it's ace on the base. We talk a lot about the ace on the hill, but it really is that leadoff hitter, Sam Griesel, in that one hole. On base percentage of over 700, 7 runs on the year. He gets on base through the hit, through walk, through getting hit by pitch, whatever it takes. So really look for Sam at the top of that lineup.
All right, let's get a look at our field view for tonight for the Marshalltown Bobcats defensively, as Xander Stupp will be on the bump. And Garrett Tatey will be behind the plate catching for him. At the hot corner, Madden Martin. Sam Griesel's at shortstop. Luke Stalzer is at second. And Taven Dutton at first. Holmgren, Schoenfelder, and Schoenfelder from left to right. In the outfield, the 8th grader, Lars Schoenfelder, is the center fielder tonight for the Marshalltown Bobcats. 11 starts a year ago with a 5.31 ERA, a 1-8 record for Xander Stupp with 53 strikeouts in 56 2/3 innings. This year he has been lights out, like Dylan alluded to, but his whip is .020, and he has not walked anybody. I think those are the big indicators, because regardless of how maybe your defense plays or how your offense is performing, he's given his team a shot to win each and every time he's out there on the bump.
Yeah, he's taking care of business on the mound. I thought the defense was really good behind him against North Tama the other night. Last year, he pitched well enough to have a lot more than 1 win. It was a lot of things outside of his control, but he's also shown a much better control of the strike zone here so far this year.
Davey at the plate leading things off. He had a first pitch strike. Now he looks at a ball outside and away. As Davey at the plate, the center fielder, batting .364, 2 runs, 2 RBI, and 2 stolen bags on the young season, as Grundy center is at 3-0 on the year. Had a really nice win against Sumner Fredericksburg, who is top 10 in Class 2A, as Grundy center out of the North Iowa Cedar. And a big swing and a miss by Davey. It's a 1-2 count now, as Xander Stupp's going to look for the first out of the game here. The leadoff batter, number 5, who hit just .214 a year ago, but kind of growing into it here as he'll tee off on one down the left field line. Working foul territory. Holmgren chasing over his head. It's going to bounce to the warning track, and that's going to be a stand-up double for Davey to lead off the game for the Grundy Center Spartans, as they are again 3-0 behind head coach Pat Brown, who's had success there at the 2A level for the Spartans. And it seems like Grundy Center, doesn't matter what sport it is, especially football, they are very dominant and always competitive.
And you see there is some wind blowing out tonight that looked like a routine fly ball, and I think Holmgren may have thought that as well, and it ended up taking off over his head. I wouldn't be surprised if some of that breeze going straight out right to left had something to do with that.
Judd Jaromski is going to stand in here. A check back at second base. Close play. Davey is back in safely. Jaromski on the season 0 for 5 at the plate with 2 runs and 2 walks. He batted .391 last year with 19 runs. He had 19 stolen bags as well. And he'll lock and low, does not go around. A pitch is just upstairs for the heart of the plate, 1-0 from Xander Stupp to Judd Jaromski. Check back again to second base. Luke Stalzer can't make the catch. And that one will be over to third base in Davies. So not sure whether that's going to be ruled an error.
That's got to be an E1 in my opinion.
Okay. Throw was low for Stalzer. So Bobcats' errors the other night were a big thing too. They committed 5 against Newton Cardinals to go along with a whole host of hit batters and walks.
And we saw Xander with a throwing error against North Tama, which led on a pickoff attempt at first. It led to the only run for North Tama. But in these matchups, it's those small things, attention to detail.
Pitch just going to miss inside, and it is now 2 and I thought we've only seen 2 pitches here. Maybe we've seen.
That's what I thought as well. So we'll see what
umpire says. We got a strike on the count now as Jaromski will swing and foul one into the stands on the first base side.
The JV2 squad wanted nothing to do with that. They all reached back.
Stop. With that 2-2 count, he comes set. Traditionally always working out of the stretch. Fires in. Popped up, playable, first base side, foul territory. Dutton has a read on it, makes the catch. The runner and Davey will hold at third base, and there's one out.
That's a big one right there. Getting that out, and now you're looking at, okay, you're going to the heart of the order. You're looking at Brody Zinkula, he's been good in that 3-hole, but it's the man who stands in the on-deck circle that can really hurt you.
Zinkula stands in, batting .300, 5 runs, 1 RBI on the young season. And he'll check his swing, and it's upstairs for a ball. .329 batter a year ago, 24 runs, 11 RBI, 16 stolen bags. 1-0 count from Stupp as he'll fire home. And this one's going to be popped up behind home plate. Taty's got a read on it. Stupp calls him off, makes the catch as it works its way back into fair territory, Dylan. There's that win that you were talking about.
If you look out there, you even see Xander in the stretch. It's whipping a little bit more than even I thought it was.
Yeah.
It's starting to pick up a little bit more. But, man alive, the last couple pitches by Stupp, really fantastic pitches, getting it off the handle.
And he even had to reach it a little bit to make that catch. That's how much that one was drifting back. So 2 down now with a runner on third for Grundy center, and the pitch is going to be a strike on the outer half. We've got that a little bit delayed call from the umpire, so maybe we caught a strike in that last at bat that we
I thought he was calling the ball because
I thought so too.
Very much delayed.
And that's going to be a strike on the outer half. Let's turn up our crowd mic on the next pitch, Dylan. Let's see if we can hear the strike here. 0-2 is the count to Riker Thorin as he stands in, the third baseman, 667. Wow. Well, we don't need him for that. Swing and a big miss by Riker Thorin, and it is going to be first strikeout of the night for Xander Stupp. So a leadoff double. Davey stranded at third. Bobcats get 3 in a row for the outs. We head to the bottom of the first scoreless between the Spartans and the Cats on KFJB-TV.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social. And that's just on the inside. Step outside and enjoy patio life at Gutter Point with drinks, shuffleboard, live music, and fun atmosphere. Follow Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to plan your next visit to the place for fun.
Well, Xander Stupp continues his hot start to the season now through 11 innings on the season, and he has still not walked anybody, and he now has 8 strikeouts in those 11 innings. He'll bat 4th this inning if the Bobcats get that far in the lineup. It's Sam Griesel, Garrett Tatey, Aiden Holmgren to lead things off. And Sam Griesel, the table setter, as you alluded to in your keys. Sam Griesel so far this year hit by 4 pitches, 5 stolen bags, 7 runs, 4 RBI, and he is hitting .500 on the season.
Yeah, you look at Sam, and then the 2-hole. Garrett Tatey moved up from the 9-hole up to the 2-hole, and it really comes down to that on-base percentage. If you look at the 2-hole hitter, the main goal is to move your leadoff guy into scoring position. You don't want unproductive outs, basically meaning you don't want pop-ups infield, you don't want strikeouts. And Tatey so far has almost a .600 on-base percentage. I think that's why Coach Hankey has moved him up to that 2-hole.
Britt Meyer gets the bump tonight for the Grundy Center Spartans. 2 innings pitched, no runs, 1 strikeout. He's hit a batter, and he's not given up any hits. So not a lot to see from him so far. Not a lot last year as well. He only pitched in 5 games as a sophomore. He went 0-1 in 9 2/3 innings pitched, but he had a .217 ERA. He had 7 strikeouts and 5 walks as he fires in a first pitch ball to Sam Griesel. Grundy Center, I think they fell on some bad luck last year. They had a .192 ERA as a team. That's impressive as he finished 15-7. Still a great record, but you feel like
.192 ERA, you're thinking a lot better
state.
than that.
Yeah. And they lost to Applington Parkersburg 5-1 in the 2A Sub-State quarterfinal game. Here's a weak pop up to short center field. Ranging in is Davey, and Griesel is retired on the flyout. One away here in the top of the first. It'll bring up, or bottom of the first, it'll bring up Garrett Tatey.
Where was the wind on that one, Brandon?
Yeah, exactly.
It just stayed
I like when the wind's
still.
going because we've got like 7 flies right in front of us here that just will not go away. So one away as Tatey steps in, batting .444. And the pitch is going to be a little bit high and outside. I'm going to have to strategically delay my call because wasn't sure if that was going to be a strike or not. 4 runs, 4 RBI this year for Tatey, who pretty much played full-time as he watches a ball 2-0. Played pretty much full-time last year, but he only hit .092 with 3 RBI, but in a tough role as an 8th grader last year. He's eyeing a pitch on the inner half. That's going to hit for a strike this time, 2-1.
And
still didn't know if that was going to be a strike.
And you can tell Garrett's much more equipped for this role this year.
Yeah. Tatey looks at a pitch on the inner half for strike number 2, so he'll have to fend off anything close here. With 1 out, bottom of the first inning. Meyer, the southpaw. And it's fought off over by the Bobcat dugout. And Tatey staying alive here in the 2-hole. As Holmgren, the freshman, is on deck.
And with nobody on, Grundy Center just playing straight up in the infield and outfield.
The 2-2 ripped back up the middle towards the shortstop. Jarofsky charges it, fires to first in time. It's a 6-3 ground out for Tatey. For out number 2, this will bring up Aiden Holmgren. He did not play at the varsity level last year, but he's batting .222 this year in the 3-hole, which speaks to some confidence that head coach Colton Henke has for him. He's produced, though, 5 walks, leads the team in that category. 3 stolen bags, 8 runs, 4 RBI. Here's the first pitch of the at-bat. Check swing. They say he went around. It is 0-1.
And you look at him, it's really helped Xander, who has 9 RBI coming up behind, that you have a trustworthy person that can get on base in front of you.
Holmgren eyes outside, 1-1, as that one was about thigh high. Umpire gave it a look, but decided not. Here's the delivery from the left-hander, swing and a miss. On the outer half of the plate, Holmgren missing, 1-2 the count. And that was close on the check swing, but probably did go around. So in the hole here, 1-2. And Martin fires off the end of the bat, foul down the right field line. And we'll do it all over again.
And one of the things last Friday where they had a lot of success offensively is when they took it opposite field, and with the lefty as well staying on the outer half of the plate. I think that might be a good rule of thumb here tonight.
Meyer comes set, wind up, home outside. It misses, 2-2 to the right-handed batter in Holmgren.
Like the patience we're seeing from the Bobcat hitters so far, not swinging at anything crazy.
Meyer swing and a miss, and down goes Aiden Holmgren. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Britt Meyer with the strikeout to end things against Aiden Holmgren. We're scoreless after 1 between the Bobcats and the Spartans.
You're an empty nester closing in on that retirement property. Chances are your plans didn't include mom moving in, but life happens and you do the right thing. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement means caring for yourself and a loved one, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Heading to the second inning, Xander Stupp taking his warm-up pitches. He'll face Lobo, Slifer, and Gertis here in the second inning as Lobo, the catcher, he's 0 for 7 on the season. Xander Stupp gave up a double to begin the game, but really looked well after that.
Yeah, he was able, you get a guy on third base, no outs, you saw off 2 hitters in a row to get infield pop flies, and then you come back and you take the best hitter on Grundy center and Thorin looked outmatched in that first at bat.
Well, you alluded to Xander Stupp being what the Bobcats need here tonight. Bobcats lost 12-5 at Newton on Tuesday. 8 batters hit, 7 walked, 5 errors in that one.
20 free bases is not going to get it done.
Doesn't matter who you are.
No.
You can have Murderer's Row up there at the plate. Pop up right into the press box. Dylan, come on, where are you?
Hey, I got a ball.
Hey. Oh, there goes the headset. He cares nothing about the audio quality. All for the sake of grabbing the baseball. 0-1 to...
Red hair.
I want you to see it toss it back. Lobo.
Against the fence, go down, come back, and just make a mockery.
1-1 on Lobo after the first pitch he fouled off. Left-handed batter stands in against the right-handed pitcher. And Xander Stupp, and he gets around on one, fouling it down the first base line. Just past the Bobcat dugout, 1-2 the count.
We've always
thought. You're very giddy there, by the way.
I was. Yeah. Hey, we often think we might get one up here. That's the first one we've gotten with the tarp ripped. We don't have a tarp up anymore.
Yeah. The 1-2 misses outside. 2-2 now from Stupp. I got one last year, but it was just off the fingertips. I had to lean over. Oh, you gave it to David. It's so nice of you to give it to a kid in the crowd.
He was tearing up. He was tearing up, and I was like, all right, I don't want to get put on Sports Center for taking away from a kid.
3-2 delivery ripped into the Bobcat dugout and careens out back towards the first base coach for Grundy Center. So still a full count on the left-handed batter in Pete Lobo, 290 a year ago. 25 runs, 12 RBI. He had 3 extra base hits and 13 stolen bags. No word on if he's going to go play at New Mexico. He'll work a walk.
Oh, well played.
If you're wondering what the joke is, their mascot is the Lobos.
Yes. Call it a family reunion.
Yeah.
So that's Xander's first walk of the year. And, he's put on the first batter each of the first 2 innings. That is not the strategy you want to employ whatsoever.
Ryder Slifer, the first baseman, steps in, batting in the 6th hole. And a check back at first. Doesn't apply as a tag, but not in time to get Lobo.
And the Bobcats do keep runners close. They do work the throw over there. You alluded to 13 stolen bases last year.
Runner takes off. Tatey throws down, but not in time as Stolzer applies the tag, and underneath of it is Lobo for the stolen bag. And Lobo, again, 13 of those a year ago, picks up his first of the season right there.
Yeah, Tatey might have had a shot, but he kind of airmailed that one. But here you get second inning in a row, runner in scoring position, nobody out.
Slifer at the plate with a 1-0 count. Swing and a miss. 1-1 now. So the right-handed batter in Slifer batting .333 with 2 RBI this year.
With Stolzer holding him on at second. Right side of the infield's wide open.
They will check back, apply the tag, but the right hand of Lobo's back in time. Bobcats in their blue tops tonight. The red and white stripes across the middle. White pants. Blue bill on the red hat. Spartans in their traveling maroon tops with white bottoms. Head coach Pat Brown at third base looking on here. Stupp will turn around and fire to second base. It's off of Stolzer in his glove, and it bounces into center field, but coming over and ranging in, Lars Schoenfelder, and he'll throw back in the runner. Not with an opportunity to advance right there.
Yeah, that was all forms of off from the get-go. He almost fallen off the mound there. Lucky that the runner stays at second.
Almost thinking it was Bach territory. Yeah. Here's the 1-1, Upstairs outside to Slifer, 2-1 the count now. Slifer just a 121 batter a year ago. He did have a home run, though. I'll bat 121 if I hit a home run.
I'm hoping he leans more on the 121 than the home run in this at-bat.
Out of the stretch. Xander Stepp taking his time. And he'll step off the rubber and look back the runner.
And this is where, when you get runners on, and you can already see just in Xander and his mindset is now you have multiple things to worry about. It becomes harder to, all right, am I going to hit the strike zone or not? You've got 3 or 4 different things rolling in your brain.
Check back at second again, still not in time. 76 degrees, mainly sunny skies. Beautiful night. We do have winds out of the northwest at about 13 miles per hour, so
it's got
kind of lifting out to left field a little bit.
It's got that flag straight.
There's a bunt right back to Stepp on one bounce. And Dutton will range up as he has to jump up and grabs the ball and tags the bag. And it is going to be out number 1, but it does move Lobo over to third base, so Slifer gets the job done, a sac bunt, and there is 1 out in the inning.
He may have had a shot because that was bunted right back to him. You take the certain out, but he definitely had a shot at Lobo at third, I thought.
Aiden Gertis now steps in, the left fielder, batting .250 on the season. Xander Stepp, we look at that replay on KFJB-TV. Here's the 1-0. And that's a good stop by Tatey. He had it backhanded. Keeps the runner in Lobo at third base. As it's now a 2-0 count to Gertis off that last pitch on a ball outside low.
And this is where Xander, with the guy in third, he doesn't have to worry as much about the stolen base and focus on the runner, but he finds himself in a 3-0 count.
Pitch nearly in the dirt there. 3-0 now. Gertis .250 this year at the plate. Couple of runs, and he's going to work a 4-pitch walk. Second walk of the season in the second inning for Xander Stepp, and this will bring up the 8-hole hitter, Ethan Meester, the DH, hitting 143 with 2 runs, but he was a .355 hitter a year ago with 15 RBI. He has 1 out and runners at the corners.
And if I'm Coach Colton Hankey, I might be 1 batter away, not from taking Xander out, but just going and talking to him. Just settle him down.
Righty versus righty. Runner takes off. Tatey throws. It's high. Stalzer can't get it back to home plate. It is over Tatey's head. And now the runner's going to go to third. So Gertis moves from first to third. It's a stolen bag. And then an E4 will get him in as Lobo scores on the play.
That was a terrible decision. That's just like, on that you eat it. You did not have a good shot at throwing him out. That was not what we wanted from that play. And then the throw home was off and allowing a runner to steal second, go to third.
The 1-0, it is backhanded and missed on Martin. Didn't get his glove down. It'll be a single for Meester, and he's going to stretch it into a double now. And he picks up an RBI as he drives in Gertis from third base.
And that is a third baseman. That's what I played almost all growing up. And it is that thing where your body just wants to backhand it. But as a third baseman, you have got to move your body. You can't be lazy and try to go backhand, having too much confidence in it. You've got to keep your butt down and move towards the foul line.
Dayton Myers, the 9-hole hitter, a backhand by Griesel at shortstop over to first. They say not in time. We'll get another look at that. Myers is down the line, they say, for a single. It moves Meester over to third base, but Myers on a really good play by Griesel, backhanded it, fired to first base, Dutton with the stretch, and it looked like he did. He did drop it at the last second. So it takes an out off the board right there. It'll be a single for Myers, beating it out in the infield. And runners still at the corners as Braden Davey will dig back in for the second time tonight. He led off the game with a double, and leadoff batter is back at the plate. And the runner takes off. Tatey's going to lose it in the dirt. He picks it up.
What are we doing?
Acts like
here,
he's going to throw it, but he did not. And the throw from Tatey back to the pitcher in Stupp is off the mark. And luckily, Sam Griesel's head was on a swivel as he went over and ranged that for that one, as the runners will hold at second and third. Infield will play in on the grass now with an 0-1 count on Davey. Swings and fouls it off behind and over the stands behind home plate. And it's quickly 0-2 to the leadoff batter.
And really, the defensive lapses have been a result. The poor execution of throws have been the result of poor mental execution of making the right play.
Stupp fires in 0-2. It's a pop-up to short left center field. Ranging is Lars Schoenfelder. He'll make the catch. The runner at third's going to tag. The relay to Martin is off the mark, but they check back at 7, and Luke Stolzer can't make the catch. He drops it out of the glove. It looked like they were going to have out number 3 and only give up 1 run, but not able to do it as Davey, that's a sac fly, and he'll pick up an RBI. That will be his 3rd RBI of the year. That's out number 2. As coming in to score was Ethan Meester on the play. Dayton Myers is at second base. He was the one that the Bobcats checked back, and they had him pretty much dead to rights right there, but just couldn't complete the catch.
Yeah, it was a really smart play by the cutoff, Madden Martin.
3 runs in this inning here in the top of the second for Grundy Center, and the first pitch of the at-bat to Jarofsky is low and inside for a ball, 1-0. Jarofsky flew out in foul territory down the first base line to Dutton last inning in the first. 1-0 the count to Jarofsky. Stupp winds up, fires in. This ball laced into right center field. It will get down in front of J.J. Schoenfelder. Runner from second is rounding hard at third. Will not go, and he'll hold tight there. So runners at the corners again for the 3rd time in the inning as Jarofsky with a single to right field in front of J.J. Schoenfelder. And Grundy Center just won't go away here in the second inning as Myers again now at third, Jarofsky at first, and it brings up Brody Zinkula, who flew out to the pitcher, Xander Stupp, last inning.
I'm a little surprised we haven't seen Colton come out because it just feels like something's just kind of off. They've got to settle down.
Nerves or something.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Stupp comes set as he faces Zinkula and fires in. Runner takes off. They'll check back to third base. And they got him. What a good throw by Tatey. Martin made the catch at third base, and they pick off Dayton Myers for out number 3 of the inning as Judge Jarofsky was in the process of stealing second base. They check back the runner. It's out number 3 on the 2-5 conversion, and we head to the bottom of the second. Bobcats now trail 3-0. Runs by Lobo, Gertis, Meester for Grundy Center as the Bobcats come to bat when we come back on KFJB-TV.
From preschool to graduation day, Marshalltown Community School District prepares students for success in a global world. Embrace the lead with curriculum that prepares students for tomorrow's challenges, giving your child unmatched college and career advantages. Embrace the lead by developing talents beyond the classroom through extracurricular opportunities and by focusing on student well-being and whole child development. Create a global learning community right here in Marshalltown. Learn more at marshalltown.k12.ia.us.
Bobcats in a 3-0 hole as we head to the bottom of the second inning here on KFJB-TV. Brandon Lewis still in dose alongside me. Let's take a look at that Tatey throw down to Madden Martin at third base. And couldn't quite see it there on the edge of your shot, but good tag by Madden Martin to be ready down there, the 8th grader, getting the throw from the catcher and Tatey to gun down the runner at third base. That was heads up because it seemed like that inning was never ending right there, Dylan, as Grundy Center nearly batted around.
Yeah, it was one of those where they'd get a hit, and if they didn't get a hit, Bobcats would extend the inning. Just poor throw, poor decision. But right there, that was the perfect decision. Deke him out as you were going to throw back down to second. And got him leaning off of third base.
So 3 hits and 3 runs that inning for Grundy Center in the top of the second. We go to the bottom of the second now. Xander Stupp leads things off. He's in a 1-1 count, taking the last pitch on the outer half from Britt Meyer for a strike. J.J. Schoenfelder. Lars Schoenfelder will bat this inning as well. Stepp's going to pop one up to short center field. Ranging in is Davey. He's on the spot, and he'll make the catch as he steps in about 15 steps to his left and in. And a fly out to center field is one away. So 4 straight batters retired to begin the game for Britt Meyer, who, again, not a lot of innings last year, but he's looked pretty good, the southpaw, early on here. J.J. Schoenfelder steps in. He'll tap one foul territory, third base side, as head coach Colton Hankey will go over and grab that one. And it is an 0-1 count on J.J. Schoenfelder, batting .308 on the young season. 6 runs, 4 RBI, 2 doubles. Pick those up against Newton.
Meyer's got a decent fastball.
He'll fire in. This one popped up near the press box. The fan tried to get that one. A little butterfingers.
The fan effort was a lot better than the JV second team over there. the fan gave a lot better effort there.
Schoenfelder down 0-2 after that foul ball. Martin rocks, fires home, and it's low and in the dirt, 1-2.
Nice job by JJ. And really for the Bobcats here, you're trying to just get Meyer to work a little bit.
1-2. He's going to tomahawk this one into center field. That'll get down for a single. Davey will throw it back in, and the Bobcats have their first hit of the game with J.J. Schoenfelder. Lars Schoenfelder will now step in. He's batting .300, the 8th grader, 3 runs, 3 RBI.
And he's one that has some power in that bat. We haven't seen that quite yet at the varsity level as he's just getting his cleats wet, but definitely has some pop in his bat.
So Schoenfelder stands in with his brother, J.J., over at first, taking the lead. He works his way back towards first, and Lars Schoenfelder will put a sky shot into center field and caught the second put out by the center fielder and Davey in the inning. That's out number 2 as Lars Schoenfelder retired, as J.J. Schoenfelder still standing at first as Taven Dutton heads to the plate.
Yeah, the difference there between both of those were shoulder-high fastballs. The reason why J.J. was able to get the single and Lars flew out is because J.J. was able to get just on top of it to give that to hit on a line.
Dutton will look at a first pitch ball upstairs and outside. Dutton batting .400 this year, 6 runs, 3 RBI, a couple stolen bags. And Schoenfelder over at first base, taking about a 3-stride lead off the bag. Martin fires home, foul tip to the backstop, 1-1.
I like Dutton moving down a little bit more in the lineup. Gives some senior leadership because you're going in that 6 hole as an 8th grader. 8th hole is an 8th grader. You kind of give it a little bit more consistency at bat.
Check back at first on J.J. Schoenfelder, back in time. And Slifer applied the tag late. J.J.'s got that left wrist taped, maybe to help him slide into the bag.
Or fashion.
That too. Check back again, still not in time. Bobcats 3-1 on the season, a couple of wins against Des Moines North as well as North Tama last week, but the Bobcats trying to get a win this week after losing to Newton on Tuesday. Dutton stands in, upstairs and outside, 2-1.
You look at it, been a good at bat by Dutton, been able to foul one off, but also a good eye there. JJ is giving them something to think about on the mound.
With the hot pink bat, he swings and misses. It's now 2-2 as that pitch outside, working away from him. And 2 down in the inning and 1 runner aboard at first. Bobcats in a 3-0 hole right now, needing some production. Dutton's going to roll one over to third. It's picked up by Thorin. Over to first, the stretch. The throw's off the line. Dutton's going to go to second base. As J.J. Schoenfelder rounds third, he's going to go home. And I think they're saying the ball went out of play, but the officials did not give the indication. And so that's going to score all the way from second base, all the way from first. J.J. Schoenfelder scores, and the Cats are on the board, 3-1 now. And standing at second is Taven Dutton on the single.
Yeah, never assume it's out of play. And one is the third baseman was not covering third base on that, allowing Dutton to get to third. That's exactly kind of what the Bobcats needed. Something.
It'll be an E5, actually. Martin laces a hard shot, a rocket off the bat, but Gertis in left field slides and makes the save as he was sliding to his left, makes the catch, and Madden Martin is out, but a big roar from the crowd off the big contact right there from the 8th grader.
He got it right on the screws there. You like to see that. Yes, it's an out, but that's a hard hit out. Seems like the Bobcats maybe figured something out here in the bottom of the second.
Bobcats get 1 hit, 1 run. They're now by 2 as we head to the 3rd.
Some say life is like a road trip. Is it a coincidence Scooter's Coffee is a drive-thru? We don't think so. Whether you need a coffee while you enjoy the view, to just get you through the long stretch, or to refuel between stops, Scooter's Coffee is there, brewing up delicious coffee, espresso blenders, smoothies, iced drinks, and more, with the convenience of a drive-thru so you can stay on the road and enjoy the ride. So go ahead, scoot on around. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters in Marshalltown.
Bobcats on the Marshalltown Hy-Vee scoreboard, trailing 3-1 as we go to the top of the 3rd. Time for a scoreboard update, all brought to you by Central State Bank.
Shout out to the hardest working in-studio producer. He even gave me
Dad
JV.
of 3.
He gave me JV stats.
Wow.
I won't give them to you, but he gave them to me. Yes, he is a dad of 3. Got to see a picture of the new one. But in Varsity Valley, 10. Roosevelt, nothing. And then Dyke New Hartford, not Dark New Hartford, Dyke New Hartford, 3. Gladbrook Rhinebeck, 0. And that's after the first inning.
Thought they were falling on hard times.
Yes. Oh, Lower Uncton. Always dark.
3-4-5 batters due up for Grundy Center here in the top of the 3rd.
That was a Married with Children reference if you were alive 35 years ago.
I wasn't really allowed to watch that show, Dylan.
Either was I, but I did.
First pitch ball to Brody Zinkula. It is 1-0. He had it at bat last inning, but wasn't able to do anything with it as Bobcats threw out the runner and Myers over at third base to get out of the inning. Now he fouls tips one to the backstop, 1-1 the count.
Really interesting. The top of the lineups for either team have not been the productive ones.
Zinkula pops a weak one up to short center field. Stalzer calls for it, reaches as Lars Schoenfelder, the center fielder, was ranging in as well, but it's a completed play by Stalzer for out number 1 of the inning. Almost easier for the center fielder to make that catch because they're coming in towards the ball, but regardless, Stalzer records the out right there.
The only thing that made me nervous is when Luke did the hop at the end. I was like, don't be jumping.
You need a little momentum getting into those, you know. So 1 out. Riker Thorin struck out in the first inning. He bats here in the top of the 3rd with 1 out. It's a good baseball name.
Yes.
Thorin. The 1-0 ripped into left field. Holmgren's over to his right to throw it back in. It's a single off the bat of Riker Thorin. And the Bobcats throw it back into the infield well off the mark. Dutton, the first baseman, has to come over and get it. And Bobcats, only 1 error so far tonight, but there's been a few other
borderline.
misguided. Yeah.
I will say there's some borderline errors out there.
Yeah.
Less than ideal plays.
Left-handed batter Pete Lobo stands back in. He worked a walk. He had a stolen bag and a run scored last inning. Really hugging the plate here as he stands on the inner half of that batter's box. Shows bunt, brings it back. It's a strike. So Stump fires in the first pitch strike to Lobo as Thorin over there at first base. Not a huge threat to steal bags. Maybe he only had about a handful last year. And the check back at first is not in time on Riker Thorin. Martin at third, playing in on the grass as bunt was shown in the first pitch to Lobo. Runner takes off, pitches high. Tatey throws down to second. Griesel applies the tag. It's late, and a stolen bag for Riker Thorin.
And that was just the case where Xander threw a breaking ball that didn't really break. It was a good throw on the bag, but it was right time to run on the perfect pitch to run on.
1-1 now the count after that pitch way upstairs to Lobo. And Bobcats going to do their deke play as they fake a throw back to second base like they missed on it. And Grundy Center not falling for it. And Stupp had the ball the whole time. So still a 1-1. Stupp.
It works sometimes. We have seen it work in some big moments.
We have. Here's the 1-1. And that one's an off-speed pitch, going to hit on the outer half. 1-2, a good location right there to left-handed batter. And so Stupp, a favorable 1-2 count on top of the batter in Lobo. Family vacationing to New Mexico later this summer. I won't let it go, Dylan.
Nor should you. I think it's great.
Time call by the batter in Lobo. He'll step out of the batter's box as Stupp was getting ready for the windup.
Grundy Center fans will just be happy we won't do any more of their games because I would keep this thing rolling.
Pop up. Foul territory on third base side. Martin's got a read on it. He'll make the catch, and there's 2 down in the inning. So Lobo pops out to the third baseman and Martin, who has looked like the best defender out there so far defensively in the infield for the Bobcats.
Well, the interesting is, even on some of the fundamental plays of, I know it was dropped at second and it didn't result in the runner being thrown out, but it seems that both the 8th grader in center, Lars Schoenfelder and Madden Martin, have played some of the more fundamental baseball defensively for the Cats.
First pitch, strike is going to be in to Ryder Slifer. He had a sacrifice bunt in the second inning as the right-handed batter down 0-1 in the count. Stupp comes set, working out of the stretch. And the 0-1 is ripped into left field. Holmgren's ranging back. This one might be gone. And it is a 2-run home run for Ryder Slifer. And we told you earlier he was just 121 at the plate a year ago, but he had a home run. And now he's got a home run in this one as he drives in Riker Thorin as well. And it's now 5-1 Grundy Center.
That curveball sat there, and then it rocketed out. It rocketed out of the field. That thing was a moonshot. You see here
He
with
just
it.
Turned on it and drove that one. Let the wind help him a little bit as well. Out there to 320 down the left field line.
Sanders got to shake that one off.
Hayden Gertis now stands in, and the first pitch of the at-bat is upstairs for a ball, 1-0. Stupp fires in, another strike, a strike this time, 1-1 the count.
It's a good pitch there, nice fastball inside of the plate.
Swing and a miss on the outer half, 1-2. To Gertis, the left fielder walked, stole a bag, and scored in the second. Stupp loads up the 1-2, and he'll get out of the inning. Flailing at it is Gertis, and that is strikeout number 2 on the night for Xander Stupp, out number 3. But a 2-run home run for Ryder Slifer extends the Spartan lead 5-1 as we head to the bottom of the third on KFJB-TV.
Legends American Grill is the perfect place to watch your favorite team. Enjoy wings, nachos, steaks, and prime rib available on Friday and Saturday nights. It's game on for great food and your favorite drink to wash it down. You like burgers? Legends has fantastic, unique burger creations like this. The Legends Burger. Absolutely delicious. Gather with friends, enjoy your favorite team's games with the NFL Sunday Ticket, and make some memories. Legends American Grill in Marshalltown and our new Newton location, where the game is always on.
Production of today's game is made possible by the Home Rental Center in Marshalltown. NeedItRentIt.net. Well, 2-run home run for Grundy Center. It's now 5-1 heading to the bottom of the third. It'll be the 9-1-2 batters for the Bobcats here as we take a look at that Slifer home run out to left field. Holmgren, you could tell by his body language, he thought that was out off the bat. And unfortunately, Xander Stupp, who really started the season hot has been touched up a little bit here tonight.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that started just he seems to be missing the plate a little bit more tonight. He's given up his first 2 walks of the year. Couple defensive gas, but the other is Grundy centers. Hey, they've hit the ball hard.
Luke Stalzer stands in, batting .400, 4 runs, 3 RBI, as he has to hop over a pitch by Meyer, and it is 1-1. That one from the left-handed pitcher inside of the right-handed batter and Luke Stalzer. Stalzer hit .067 a year ago, trying to improve on that this year. That one, good one to step out of the way. Here's the 1-0. It's going to be popped up into center field. Davey has a read on it. He'll call for it and make the catch. Stalzer pops out for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 3rd.
They're getting under the ball as Meyer elevates that fastball.
That's 4 now to center field to Davey.
And they are just sitting out there. They're just small little pop flies. He's getting that higher fastball, and the Bobcats are just popping it up.
Griesel began the game with a pop out to center field on a 1-0 count as he steps in and foul tips the first pitch he sees from Meyer to the backstop, 0-1.
Love to see Sam get on anyway just to put some pressure on the base paths.
Meyer loads up, and this one popped out of play. It'll be strike number 2. Oh, actually, that one worked its way back into fair territory. That one was going to be in the Bobcat dugout, but over the fence is Slifer, who just hit that home run. First baseman looking like John Randall out there with all that eye black on down his cheeks, but that's just going to be strike number 2 on Sam Griesel.
I guess the Bobcat bench looked like Brett Favre then. Yeah, he overran the play and then almost.
Yeah, ball bounced behind him. Foul tip off the end of the bat by Sam Griesel down the first base line. Still an 0-2 count to Sam Griesel as he stands in. The senior at the plate. Britt Meyer out of the windup. Swing over top. Griesel misses on it, and it is a strikeout for Britt Meyer, and that will be his second strikeout of the night. 2 away here in the bottom of the 3rd.
And it's really come down to just a tough start to this one. Bobcats, especially on the top side of that order, have not been able to do anything.
6-3 ground out for Tatey in his first at-bat of the night. He'll swing over top of a pitch on the outer half, 0-1. Meyer out of the windup, outside, and I believe Tatey missed on that just off the edge of the glove of
That was Lobo. Well outside there.
I do need to correct myself. I wrote down somebody's name wrong. It's Pete Lebo. I wrote down Lobo. Maybe I just had New Mexico. Maybe I want to go to New Mexico.
Yeah, I had Lebo down.
Yeah.
I just was here
for the fun.
You.
Well, my positioning, I wrote Lebo, and now I was regretting it. Davey, what is that, number 6 now? 5 or 6?
That's 5.
That's number 5, a pop out by Tatey to center field. Davey ranges in, makes the catch for out number 3. My apologies to the Lebo family as we head to the 4th on KFJB-TV.
Don't let concerns about shifts in the market disrupt your long-term financial goals. Edward Jones financial advisor Zach Wall can help. He'll work with you on an investment strategy for long-term results. Edward Jones can give you the tools and knowledge for a steady approach to hitting your financial targets. Get started by giving Zach Wall a call at 641-752-3017 in Marshalltown or visiting edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Welcome back to Marshalltown High School. We head to the top of the 4th inning. Grundy Center with a 5-1 lead over the Marshalltown Bobcats. Xander Stupp is back out for the 4th inning, as so far tonight he has given up 5 runs off 5 hits, and defense behind him has made a couple of errors here tonight. So Meester, Myers, Davy. It'll be the 8-9-1 batters due up for Grundy Center this inning. Grundy Center off to a 3-0 start on the season. Coming off a 15-win year a year ago.
And Meester had that big double. He scored later on that. It's, you're like, oh, we're in the 8-9, and it's been productive for Grundy Center. It has not been easy outs for the Bobcats so far.
Stump taking his final warm-up pitches. And Ethan Meester, the DH tonight, hitting for the pitcher. Britt Meyer steps in. A double, an RBI, and a run scored. Last at bat in the second inning. Step out of the stretch. Fires in high, 1-0.
Just that off speed doesn't have as much snap to it as it did the other night.
This time works it off speed, pitch to the outer half of the plate. Right-handed batter, Meester swings over it. It's a 1-1 count. This one low and in the dirt. Tatey does slow it down before it gets to our home plate umpire behind the catcher and Tatey. So it's a 2-1 count now on the ball. Stump comes set and fires just a touch outside. 3-1. There is action in the bullpen for Grundy Center. The 3-1 from Xander Stump. It is chopped to third. Martin makes a good play. Taps his glove. Fires a laser over to first base as Dutton stretches, makes the catch. It's a 5-3 ground out for Meester for one away here in the top of the fourth.
He's a very good third baseman. He's got soft hands. He's able to field that, and then he's also got a good arm as well. Made it look easy, and that was a fiery one. That came down to the hot corner, made it live up to its name.
9-hole hitter steps in. Dayton Myers takes a big swing and a miss. He had a single and a stolen bag, and then was eventually thrown out at third base to end the second inning. Here's the 0-1 swing and a foul tip into the stands, and that will bring the count to 0-2 now on the 9-hole hitter in Dayton Myers. You'd love to have 2 outs.
Yes.
As the lineup turns over.
Yeah, you'd love to, and this is the first inning that, where you feel like bases have been clear.
0-2 and a weak swing over top and a strikeout. Third of the night for Xander Stump, and there's now 2 away as it brings up the leadoff batter, Braden Davy. And he had a sac fly RBI as well as a double tonight, so productive from the leadoff batter.
This is the first time that we've had 2 outs with nobody on, so the bases are empty, so Xander can just focus on the task at hand, number 5, Braden Davy.
First pitch of ball to Davy. Here's the second, and this one will be a strike on the outer half. 1-1.
Yeah, with that delayed call, it just feels like we're calling the game up here, and then the ump is agreeing with us.
Another strike on the outer half as that one breaking away from Davy. So 1-2 count for Xander Stump. 2 down here in the top of the fourth. And this one a hot shot over the ranging glove of Martin at third. Holmgren will throw it back in as Davy will get to second. It's his second double of the night.
That's just on the rope. The Bobcats had shifted the outfield all the way over to the left, allowing Holmgren to get it, but he put that a rope right down the line.
Yeah, Martin jumped up, but it was well over his glove. Well, this will bring up Judd Jaromski, the shortstop. And a fly out and a single tonight.
Xander's just catching a little bit too much of the plate here tonight.
1-2 is upstairs off the glove of Tatey. To the backstop it goes as Davy will move over to third.
And here we go with, say that's probably a wild pitch, not a pass ball there. It's as you look at that now, 90 feet away, you had 2 outs, nobody on. Now you have someone 90 feet away.
1-0 is ripped into left center. That'll get down. It's an RBI for Jarofsky as he drives in Braden Davey. Jarofsky is going to get to second as the relay comes in. It's off the mark. The first baseman, and Dutton has to go over and get it, and Jarofsky is standing at third.
See how they're going to rule that. Is it a double with an error or a triple?
I feel like it's more of a double with an error on the throw.
I think they're going to say it's clean, but I would agree with you. As you look here, and one thing is he's missing up too, so it's putting right in the belt. So they are just teeing off on it.
A weak pop-up to J.J. Schoenfelder in right field. Stalzer ranges out, makes the catch as he extends the left arm. Zinkula is retired. He's 0 for 3 tonight. And Stalzer has put him out twice. That's out number 3, but one more comes across the plate as Davey driven in by Jarofsky. It's 6-1 heading to the bottom of the 4th on KFJB and KFJB-TV.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
Bryn Mawr heads back out for the 4th inning as we welcome you back to Marshalltown High School. Was action in the Grundy Center bullpen in between innings, but Meyer was still going to be out there to begin this bottom of the 4th inning. He'll face the 3, 4, 5 batters for the Marshalltown Bobcats. Aiden Holmgren struck out back in the 1st as he'll lead off the 4th.
One thing that Meyer's done a really nice job of, not only has he been pretty good as far as just giving up one hit tonight, he has not surrendered a walk all night long.
First pitch of the at-bats on the inner half for a strike to Aiden Holmgren, 0-1. Southpaw fires home, swing and a miss by Holmgren, quickly 0-2 in the count. Grundy Center scored 3 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th. Bobcats with that 1 run coming in the 2nd inning. J.J. Schoenfelder scoring. Here's the 0-2. And down in the dirt, Meyer trying to get him chasing. It's 1-2. Out of the windup, here comes Meyer. And a foul tip. And Lebo makes the catch, and that will be an out. And it's a swinging strikeout for Aiden Holmgren as he foul tips that one into the glove of Lebo for out and 1.
He's just been really good tonight, and Bobcats have struggled to make consistent contact.
Xander Stump heads to the plate. And the first pitch he sees, he fouls it over towards the Bobcat dugout off the fence as 3 Bobcats go scrambling.
They reminded me of myself over on the softball complex, as if they did not know there was a fence there.
The 0-1's way upstairs and outside as Lebo out of his crouch to catch that one. 1-1. That one maybe just a touch high. 2-1 to Xander Stump. Batting .538, 3 doubles this year as Sam Griesel getting warmed up in the Bobcat bullpen. And the 2-1 will touch the outer half. 2-2 is Stump watching that one right in.
And this is where center field shaded a little bit over to left, while right field's playing straight up.
Yeah, big gap in right center field, as you alluded to there. Stupp foul tipping that last pitch to the backstop. 2-2 the count, 1 away. Bottom of the fourth, Bobcats trailing 6-1. And the 2-2 rip right back up the middle. Stupp will get aboard with a single. And that's a good piece of hitting, just going with it right back up the middle for Xander Stupp.
Yeah, he did that. They were playing straight up on the infield and just took it right where the pitch was. Now we've got runners, only one out. See, JJ had a solid single in his last at bat.
Yeah, he's had a productive week. He went 1 for 4 with 2 RBI the other night against Newton, and so far tonight a single and a run scored. As we take a look at that Stupp hit back up the middle, and Schoenfelder taking a ball, 1-0 the count. Now 2-0 to the batter in Schoenfelder.
And this is one where it feels like a very important inning for the Bobcats. 6-1 is definitely not insurmountable, but you need to start getting towards applying some pressure to Meyer, get him working a little bit more than they have so far.
3 stolen bags this year for Xander Stupp as he dove back into first base in time. He was taking a nice sized lead over there at first base. Schoenfelder eyes. Here comes the pitch from Martin. It's tapped to second base. They'll go to second. No, they won't. They'll go back to first as the second baseman, Zinkula, dropped it. Fires to first, they say, in time for the 4-3 ground out on J.J. Schoenfelder. Stupp will move to second base, but there's 2 outs now.
Yeah, that was a tailor-made double play, and it just could not make the play, and then they got there.
Ooh, that's
close.
We take a look at the replay on KFJB-TV. It looked like Schoenfelder might have been a tie going to the runner, but they called him out. And in stepping is Lars Schoenfelder. He really put a ride on a ball hit, but it was right to Davey, the center fielder, back in the second inning. So he watches the first pitch ball from Meyer outside from the left-handed pitcher as the right-handed batter steps in, and Schoenfelder will foul tip the next pitch to the backstop, 1-1.
Yeah, that replay, I thought he was out in real time. It was a lot closer than I thought it was with that replay.
1-1 count to Schoenfelder. And it is ripped to center again. Davey has a read on it as he ranges into his right, and he makes the catch. And Davey with 6 putouts in center field. That's out number 3. And the Bobcats strand Xander Stupp at second base, down 6-1. We head to the 5th on KFJB-TV.
At Greg Young Automotive, we're more than just a dealership. We're a part of your community. We believe in transparent pricing with no hidden tricks or gimmicks. Just honest deals you can trust. Our commitment to fair pricing and supporting our local communities is why so many choose us. Greg Young Automotive, where integrity drives us and you home. Visit any of our 6 locations across the state and experience the Greg Young difference, where we'll go the extra mile for you.
Time for a Central State Bank score update. Mason City up big at the end of 1 over Decorah, 9-0. Dyke New Hartford up 3-0 over Gladbrook Rhinebeck after 1, and Valley over Roosevelt. This is a final 10-0.
Discover what Central State Bank can do for you. Locations in Ames, State Center, and West Des Moines. Bobcats down 6-1 as we take a look at the always eye-pleasing Joe Cornwell, our cameraman.
Well-hydrated.
Well-hydrated, yeah.
Cornwell.
He's keeping an eye on everyone. Just make sure he keeps an eye on the game, all right?
Yes. And safe. And be safe up there. I don't know if we need to hook him in.
Did he sign a waiver?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, the Bobcats have given up runs in 3 consecutive innings.
Last inning was really hurt because Xander got those first 2 batters out, no real issue. Then a double and another hard hit, what ended up being a triple, brought in a run.
4, 5, 6 batters at the plate this inning, and Thorin the first at the plate. Lars Schoenfelder ranges in and has to leap back and make the catch, but he does, and there is one away as Riker Thorin is now 1 for 3 tonight at the plate. This will bring up Pete. Don't call me Lobo, Lebo.
And don't know if Jeff is any relation, but the former Auburn University head basketball coach, Jeff Lebo. I assume rooting him on from North Carolina.
I imagine he's still got plans to go to New Mexico this summer.
That's right. Well, that's where the Lebo family is from.
Yeah.
Just outside of Las Cruces.
1-0's outside, 2-0 now to Lebo. He is 0 for 1 with a walk and a run. Left-handed batter versus the right-handed pitcher. Step fires home, 2-0, will hit. As that one breaking in and down, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, Xander's not afraid when he needs a strike to go to that off speed there. The only issue with that is he's been leaving it up around the belt.
And that one, an off-speed pitch. It's tapped back up the middle, past and underneath the glove of Griesel. That'll get through for a single for Lebo.
Yeah, that chopper hit the edge of the grass and just died going right underneath Sam's glove. But really, going back to those keys of the game, the Bobcats actually have done a nice job against that senior trio. But it's really been, here you see it, that chopper, and then it hits the edge of the and just dies. But for the Bobcats, it's been struggling to get people on. That Sam Griesel in that leadoff position is yet to get on. Actually, the 1 through 3 hitters for the Bobcats have yet to get on. And it's really difficult to win ball games if you're not getting any offensive production off the top of your lineup.
We have a courtesy runner for the catcher and Pete Lebo. It's this is a top 5 name, Riggs Yoder.
I saw that looking at rosters today. I was like, that's a spectacular name.
First pitch to Ryder Slifer, who had a 2-run home run in his last at-bat in the third. He has a 1-0 count. Here's the delivery from Stupp outside. And 2-1. As Tatey backhanded that one in the left-handed batter's box. Very short lead for Yoder. Got a step and a half off the bag, and a strike now from Stupp as he works back the count to 2-1 to the 6-hole hitter. Runner takes off. Tatey's going to throw to second. It's off the mark and won't give Stalzer the chance to make the tag. And Yoder motoring his way over to second.
And some of those throws, I do wonder, I understand you don't want people just running at you, but you've got to snap those throws if you're going to have a chance to get them. Otherwise, we're just throwing down to throw down.
They did call it a strike. So here's the 2-2, and reaching out, lining this one to the left. It's over the head of Holmgren. He's back to the wall. The runner's rounding third. Off to home, stumbling is Yoder, but he's going to be in to score, and it's now 7-1 Grundy center, and the throw is off the line. It's a double, and then an error gets him to third base as Slifer with a double, a home run, and a sacrifice bunt tonight.
And this really comes down to there was no need on that hit to the cutoff for the cutoff person to rush the throw. The runner had scored. No one was coming to third, so it was a rush throw that ended up equaling another base. And it's these small little things that cost you ball games.
So Yoder scores for Lebo.
And here you see that rifle into the dirt.
Stupp, 1-0 count on Gertis at the plate, and he'll hit for a strike now, 1-1. That one right over the heart of the plate. Just one out in the inning, a runner 90 feet away, and Slifer at third base. And the 1-1 is in the dirt and outside. Good stop by Tatey behind home plate, a 2-1 count on Gertis. A walk and a run scored in the second, a strikeout in the third.
Even though that wasn't a strike, I like that curveball better. He has been probably 6 to 7 inches too high up in the zone, which has just allowed Grundy center to basically take batting practice off of it, get it to the knees, get it below the knees, make them chase.
Pitch inside, 3-1 now. Step out of the stretch, fires home low and in the dirt. So Gertis will work his second walk of the night. Runners at the corners with just one out.
There is double play is possible right here as Colton Hankey will come out and talk to Xander.
So meeting on the mound is head coach Colton Hankey, as Dylan alluded to with that talk. And we might have ourselves a pitching change. We will. And we'll tell you who's in the game for the Bobcats when we come back. We are in the top of the 5th inning already. 1 run in as Yoder scored for Lebo. It's 7-1 Grundy Center on KFJB-TV.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown, and they are proud to support Marshalltown Bobcat Athletics. If you need a new recliner to relax in, or perhaps a new dining set for the whole family, shop McGregor's. They also have a good selection of luxurious sectional sofas. Score the mattress of your dreams with an assist from the McGregor's friendly and knowledgeable staff. You'll be the household MVP when you bring home the winning selection from McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown. Open 7 days a week.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
Pitching change for the Bobcats in the top of the 5th. Is it time to change your air filter? Check out the play and service programs from Ethington Heating and Cooling that helps ensure your heating and cooling systems are ready to go. Ethington Heating and Cooling, they're not comfortable until you are. So our Ethington Heating and Cooling pitching change, Sam Griesel is in to pitch for the Marshalltown Bobcats. He pitched against Newton and went just 2 innings the other night.
He has a 1.75 ERA. He has struck out 8 guys over 4 innings, but he's hit 5 batters. And that has really been that control right there.
Enters the game at a pivotal spot. Runner at first takes off a chopper foul down the third base line off the bat of Ethan Meester. Slifer stands at third. Gertis is at first. Meester is at the plate. It is an 0-2 count, 1 away here in the top of the 5th inning. 4 1/3 innings pitched for Xander Stepp tonight. Stepp will move to first base. Runner takes off again. Here is a pop-up to left center field. And this is going to be in the Bermuda Triangle as it falls in between the left fielder, center fielder, and the new shortstop in Taven Dutton.
And they have moved around the outfield as well. Looking in center field is now Aiden Holmgren, who did not get a good read on that. And then in left field.
Yeah, I just see Lars Schoenfelder is actually at shortstop.
Yes. And it was a poor read in center field.
So on the play, Ryder Slifer scores. And it's now 8-1. As it's a single and an RBI for Meester. As Dayton Meyer steps in, a strikeout and a single tonight. And he's down 0-1 in the count to Sam Griesel. Runners at first and second. Griesel out of the stretch, fires inside off of the glove of Tatey, and it's to the backstop. The runners will advance 90 feet. Gertis to third, Meesters to second. Still just 1 away in the inning. So, yeah, I don't have quite all the defensive changes. You said I see Dutton's in left.
Dutton's in left. Lars is at short. Aiden Holmgren moved over to center.
Gotcha. This is not like the major leagues. We do not have spotters.
No, we do not.
1-1. And that's going to hit in for a strike. Dayton Myers will take it. He was showing bunts, but it's a 1-2 count now as the infield creeping in.
Yeah, playing in. This is really an 8-1. They need to cut down any run that they possibly can. But what that does is anything hit on the ground, unless it's right to an infielder, is going to get through.
Dayton Myers looking to swing away with the 1-2 count. Runners at second and third. Here's the delivery from Griesel. It is pushed foul down the right field line. And still 1-2 the count.
Sam's best pitch is his fastball. It has a little bit of a natural tail into the right-handed batter. He will throw. We've seen him throw the curveball here as well.
Griesel comes set. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Out of the glove of Tatey. They will throw down to first base. Stupp fires back home, but not in time, and a run is in, 9-1. Gertis is the runner to score from third. Meester did advance over to third base. And Dayton Myers is out.
It's those small things. Probably if Garrett had to do it back, he'd look the runner down at third first. He had time before he had to go to first base. But instead, by just going to first base and not looking at the runner at third, he was able to just get a running start, and there was no chance to get him at home. 3
more runs are in for Grundy Center, 9-1 here in the top of the 5th inning. And a breaking ball upstairs, left alone by Davey. It's a ball, 1-0. 2 doubles and a sacrifice fly tonight for Davey in that leadoff spot. 1-0 from Griesel upstairs, swing and a miss. Davey trying to tee off on that one, 1-1.
And he's earning time and a half out in center field. He's been working overtime.
Yeah, I believe 6 put-outs out there. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss on a pitch on the inner half for a strike. Davey's down to the count 1-2 with 2 down.
Yeah, that fastball is, they're expecting kind of that. With Zanders, it kind of comes back on the plate. Sam's, it runs away from the plate.
1-2, swing and a miss, and Sam Griesel with a strikeout, his first of those here tonight. That's out number 3. It'll close the book on Xander Stupp. He gives up 9 runs, 7 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts in 4 and 3rd. Sam Griesel gets the Bobcats out of the top of the 5th inning. We head to the bottom. Bobcats trailing by 8 on KFJB-TV.
You look forward to retirement as your time to relax. But now that it's here, turns out relaxation is overrated and you'd rather get back to work with an idea of your own. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement plans change course, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Nine 1 our scores. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Bobcats trailing here tonight. We have another pitching change into the game for the Grundy Center Spartans. It will be Hayden Gertis, so he's going to slide from left field onto the pitcher's mound and be the new pitcher into the game. All brought to you by Ethington Heating and Cooling. They're not comfortable until you are. So Britt Meyer goes 4 innings pitched here tonight. He gives up 2 hits, 1 run, and he ended up striking out 3 here tonight. And Dylan, I did not have him for a walk.
No, the Bobcats did not have a walk in this game. Meyer was really clean throughout. He did not, outside of the 1 error to first base, Grundy Center's played super clean defensively as well. And when you look, this will be Gertis' first time pitching here so far this year, so no stats so far.
So Britt Meyer's just out of the game as Ethan Meester is now in left field. And Gertis was in left, so just that straight-up substitution makes it easy on our scorecard tonight, Dylan. And those keeping score at home, too. We don't want to leave you out. Right, Dylan?
I would never want to leave them out.
Dutton, Martin, Stalzer to bat in the bottom of the fifth, trailing by 8. 1-0 counts, and now pitch missing again. It's 2-0 to Taven Dutton from Gertis. Gertis fires as that one's going to miss just outside, 3-0.
Gertis comes right over top. There is no real arm angle. He's coming right north to south. And Taven was taking that. He didn't even need to bat the way he was standing up there. He was not going to be swinging.
3-1, swing and a miss by Dutton. It's now a full count, 3-2.
That had some nasty dive action back into the hitter there.
Three-two is chopped to the right side of the infield. Zinkula picks it up, fires to Slifer at first. It's a 4-3 ground out for Taven Dutton here tonight, and one away in the fifth.
This is Cat's growth is going to be being able to consistently get base runners on the offensive side. They've really struggled here tonight. Madden Martin, though, hit it on a rope just right at the left fielder in his first at-bat.
That was to Gertis, who is now pitching. That got our biggest roar from the crowd tonight, too, when Martin did that back in the second inning. He's down to the count 0-1. Gertis, wind up, and popped up weakly in the middle infield. It's called for by Gertis, the pitcher ranging off the mound. Zinkula, the second baseman, was right behind him, but the pitcher in Gertis will make the catch for out number 2 of the inning.
You say that he was rounding out there. I thought he was gyroscoping. He was spinning around out there, lucky to get it.
Let's bring up Luke Stalzer, batting in the 9-hole tonight. And he'll take a first pitch strike from Gertis. Gertis working quickly here in the bottom of the fifth inning. An off-speed pitch loses it upstairs, 1-1.
And it's interesting. You would think you'd see more over the top because it's kind of a natural throwing motion, but we don't see a ton of pitchers that just go straight over the top like that.
Tapper foul territory by Stalzer. It's a 1-2 count now. This one down the third base side. It looked like it was going to be fair at first, but then it kind of had a little English on it there, Dylan.
I think it might have went off of Luke. I don't know if he hit that off the...
1-2 on the way from Gertis, and it's upstairs and outside, 2-2.
Beautiful thing about baseball, it's not a timed sport.
Oh, yeah.
So the Bobcats, what we have 7 outs to work with. We need to get 8 runs to tie this one back up.
And the 2-2 is low, and it's now full count, 3-2 to Luke Stalzer from Gertis. Although I will say I really am a big fan of the pitch clocks. I was kind of opposed to it, but now that they've implemented it at pretty much all levels, big fan of the pitch clock.
I love baseball.
And in the 3-2, Stalzer takes the ball, and he'll work a walk. And with 2 down, Stalzer aboard for the leadoff batter in Sam Griesel. It's a big spot for the Cats, needing a run.
I love baseball. The 2 best rule changes in my lifetime, pitch clock and NCAA basketball going from a 45-second shot clock to the 35-second shot clock.
Yep. And a first pitch strike to Sam Griesel outside of the right-handed batter from the right-handed pitcher, 0-1.
Yeah, the pitch clock's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Not a big fan of the challenges on the strike zone. I could do without that.
Yeah.
I do like that they've only limited, like, batters only get 1 timeout per bat as well. Like,
pace of play is so
it's great
much
that there's
better.
no clock, but also let's play.
Yeah.
You know, get the game moving. Gertis comes set, fires on the 0-2. It's popped into foul territory behind home plate. A beautiful ranging play by Lebo, the catcher, as he dives near the on-deck circle for the Bobcats. And Griesel is out on the weak pop-up to first base side behind home plate. And Griesel is out, number 3 of the inning. Bobcats, Stray and Luke Stolz are on the base paths. We enter the 6th with the Cats trailing 9-1 on KFJB-TV.
Auto loans at Lennox Employees Credit Union are not just for cars. If you are looking to purchase a new or used motorcycle, boat, snowmobile, or other recreational vehicle, look no further. Lennox Employees Credit Union has low loan rates, and the loan process is so easy. Visit lennoxecu.com for rates and membership eligibility information, or go to 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown to visit with one of our loan officers. Lennox Employees Credit Union, member NCUA.
Well, we'll have softball coming up on Wednesday night as Fort Dodge will be in town. Then we'll have Roosevelt the following night, next Thursday, June 5th. And so looking forward to getting our softball coverage underway coming up next week, Dylan.
It'll be great. They just obliterated Waterloo East. That was...
They lost a heartbreaker on Tuesday to Newton, 1-0. The bats just didn't come around, but Riley Danielson just pitched a really good game that night for the Cats.
And she's what the Cats have really needed is 2 pitchers. I feel much better where we are with that. We saw some growth last year in that. Hopefully take another step forward again this year.
Grundy Center will lead off the inning with a hot shot to Lars Schoenfelder at shortstop. Loses it, picks it up, fires late, and Jarofsky will be aboard at first base. And they're going to rule that an E6. And that will be the fourth error of the night is what I have it.
That's what I have it as. And I feel like we might be generous even with 4.
Check back at first base by Sam Griesel. Not in time. Griesel out of the stretch. And he'll check back again on the runner in Jarofsky. Brody Zinkula's at the plate. He's 0 for 3 tonight. He's pretty much the only Grundy Center batter to either not have a run or a hit here tonight.
Boy, and you look at the 3-4 hitters. If
runner takes off, Tatey fires. It's going to be high and late. And Jarofsky has a stolen base down to second base.
If you look, if you had said before the game, all right, the 3-4 hitters are 1 of 6, and all they've got is a single, you'd think the Cats were in really good shape.
Yeah.
It's been everyone else that's just kind of crushed us.
Griesel comes set, checking out the runner at second. 1-0, and it's tapped to shortstop. Schoenfelder makes a nice play, ranges one hop over to first, not in time. Stupp has it bounce out of his glove. He was not able to make the catch, and the runner goes to third in Jarofsky. Zinkula is aboard. And I rule that a single in the infield.
Yeah, I think if Lars, you want to make whatever play you can, but that's when you basically eat. There's not anybody getting that one. That's just too deep of a play.
This will bring up Riker Thorin. A strikeout, a flyout, a single, and a run scored. Runners on the corners. And the runner takes off. No throw by Tatey. Fakes to third. And Zinkula is in to second base. So runners at second and third. There's that play to deepen the hole for Lars Schoenfelder. That's a long throw. Don't care who you are. The 1-0 up the middle, and Schoenfelder ranges to his left, fires to first, not in time. It'll be an infield single for Riker Thorin as he drives in Judd Jarofsky, and it's now 10-1. Grundy Center on top of the Bobcats.
And Lars is just kind of having a tough inning right there. It's just,
ball will find you, man.
Yeah, and it's the last couple plays, he's ranging to him, getting there, but it's almost got to be perfect.
And Lebo will step in. So far tonight, Lebo with a walk and a run scored, a single and a run scored, and a flyout.
So He's just, you want him to just shake that off, stay in the play.
Runners on the corners for Grundy Center. Runner at first base is taking off. A foul ball over to the Grundy Center bench off the bat of Lebo. It's 0-1 as the runner at first and Thorne returns to the bag. No outs. Top of the sixth. Already one run in the inning. Lights taking more full effect here at Marshalltown High School. As Griesel winds up and fires home out of the stretch. Tatey fakes the throw, and in at second base is Thorne.
Yeah, and this is just kind of the tough thing at this level, unless you have just a catcher with an incredible arm, and they are very few and far between here at the high school level. If you've got first and third, you're almost just promised second.
Ball out of the glove of Tatey underneath of him on the pitch from Griesel. He'll keep it just a few steps behind him. 1-2 now the count to Lebo. Left-handed batter steps back into the batter's box after the ball low. And a 1-2 count. Infield on the grass. And this ball lifted to right field. Ranging to his left is J.J. Schoenfelder. And it's out of the glove. That'll be an E9, and it's going to score Brody Zinkula from third base. And it's 11-1 now. Grundy Center on top of the Bobcats. So another error. That's the fifth error of the night for the Bobcats.
That one's tough. JJ was able to get over there, but just could not get his body squared away underneath it.
And error got Lebo to second. Now the courtesy runner in Riggs Yoder will check back in for him. Riker Thorin stands at third after the E9. No outs in the inning. Infield is on the grass again here. Slifer already with a home run tonight. Tatey has the ball slip underneath of him, and he throws it back to Griesel at home plate, and the run scores in Riker Thorin. 12-1 now.
And that one was tough. It got right between his legs, and this is just, it just feels like it's starting to just snowball on us. But then when Garrett turned around to go back to it, the ump's right there.
Yeah.
So you'll see this right here. Couldn't dig it out, and then right behind, he's just running in, not able to get to the ball. That would have been a much closer play. But we know referees, umps, whatever sport you are, they are part of the playing field.
So Slifer with a ball and now swings and misses on a pitch on the inner half. It's a 1-1 count to Slifer. A two-run shot came back in the third inning. Teed off on one to left field. Runner at third base with a 1-1 count. And swing and a miss. Slifer on the inner half, down 1-2 in the counts. As Yoder stands at third base, just 90 feet away. Slifer back in the batter's box. Here comes the 1-2. Swing and a foul tip.
Right off the foot. Yeah, that never feels very good.
Yeah, I think it caught the right foot of Slifer right there. Griesel taking his time. He's out of the stretch, and now Slifer will call for time. Yeah. Looking at that replay, it looked like he just missed a bit. And Slifer swings and misses for the strikeout. As Sam Griesel will retire Slifer. Griesel was taken off for the dugout, but that is only, it's been that long of an inning, but that is only the first out of the inning.
Oh, yeah, yes it is.
It's felt like maybe we've
I was with him.
Out, yeah.
I was going to the dugout with him. Then I looked at my card.
Aiden Gertis will step in. A couple of walks and a strikeout. Takes the first pitch ball from Sam Griesel. Griesel will fire in another ball low and in the dirt. Stopped by Tatey, 2-0. Missing inside, 3-0. That's the biggest thing about high school. Don't care who you are, just hitting that strike zone.
Yeah, consistently hitting that strikeout and consistently making the defensive play, not the extraordinary ones, but just the simple, straightforward ones. If you can do both of those things, you're going to win a lot of ball games.
Griesel fires back with a strike. Here's the 3-1 upstairs, and he walks him. Third time tonight, Hayden Gertis has walked. He's really lifting that OBP, Dylan.
Yes, he is. Bobcats defense was in. They've now gone back to double play depth, trying to get out of the inning on this one. But what we've seen consistently from Grundy all night long, and it makes perfect sense, is when they have first and third, you're going to see them run quickly. See if Griesel tries to hold him on over there with Xander, or if he just comes home with it.
Carson Laube is the courtesy runner for the pitcher in Hayden Gertis. One out. Ethan Meester stepping in. He started out the night at DH. He's now in left field. And it's a first pitch strike from Sam Griesel. Runners at the corners. Here's the 0-1. Lifted to right field. Long run for J.J. Schoenfelder. He's not going to get there in time. The runner at third is going to tag. The throw comes home, and Tatey was way out from the plate. And the run scores, and it's now 13-1. Tatey kind of looked back and lifted his head, knowing he was out of position right there as that runner. And Riggs Yoder scores after Pete Lobo reached on the E9.
The other thing is what I'm noticing, I am hearing no one verbally take control out there in that idea of you have got to talk. You cannot just expect one person being able to know everything that's going on. Yep. I did not hear a whole lot of talking, yelling at Garrett, hey, three's coming home, or anything of that nature.
Pitch is low and down to Dayton Myers. 1-0 from Sam Griesel. Here in the top of the sixth inning. 4 more runs added this inning, and the 13-1 now. Grundy center. 1-0, rip right back up the middle. This will get down in right center field. J.J. Schoenfelder is going to throw it back in, but it's an RBI single for Dayton Myers. As he drives in Hayden Gertis' courtesy runner for Hayden Gertis in Carson Lau.
Yeah, this has been a tough inning. 5 runs so far. 14-1. Bobcats are going to have to do some work in the bottom half of this inning just to keep this game going to the full 7.
Ethan Meester moves to third base on the RBI single by Dayton Myers. And rolls over the lineup as Davey will come to the plate as Grundy center bats around in the 6th. And there's action in the Bobcat bullpen. And a foul tip by Davey on the first pitch he sees, 0-1. Getting warmed up, Trayton Gilliland, the sophomore right-handed pitcher for the Bobcats. And Davey's going to pop one up out of play behind home plate. He's down to the count 0-2. So Laub scoring 14-1 now. Runners at the corner, still just 1 out here in the top of the 6th. And Davey lines one up the middle. It's 15-1 now as he drives in Meester from third base. And the throw is slow getting back in as the right fielder and J.J. Schoenfelder has to come all the way over to center field and throw that one in.
Yes.
I did not see if Holmgren misread it off the bat or what happened there. But
Holmgren missed it off the glove and overran it, and then J.J. came in and about had to hang 10 there, surfed a little bit on the grass out there, but was able to get it in.
That'll be a hit and an error.
Yeah, it just went right on past.
So that is the 6th error of the night, 3rd error of the inning for the Bobcats as Grundy center bats around here in the 6th. Judgerovsky at the plate with an 0-1 count and now a 1-1 count as Griesel misses inside.
Still just 1 out for the Cats.
Judgerovsky an error on the shortstop in Lars Schoenfelder, reached, stole, and then scored. All in this inning. And Griesel fires in low. It's a 2-1 count now. Griesel fires in. It's popped up out of play on the first base side over our very own Keith Stewart. Glad he's safe over there, Dylan.
And because that's not always the case.
That's true.
Pete.
Keith.
I don't even know who Pete is.
I don't know. 2-2.
First error in the booth tonight.
Griesel fires in, and it will go over the batter in Jurowski to the backstop, and the runners will hold tight in a 15-1 game.
This is one, like, this is a pretty good Grundy center team, but it feels like this should have been a tighter matchup, and it seems the Bobcats allowed things just to snowball on them.
3-2 now, and it is popped up, playable down the first base line, but out of the range of Xander Stump, and it will fall down in foul territory. So 3-2.
And that's another one where we just, even in the small things like throwing it back in, things like that, it's just way off base. Nobody's there. It's just attention to detail.
Full count. Griesel set out of the stretch. And this one will be ripped. Deep left center field. Long run for Holmgren. It is all the way to the warning track. And one run is in. Another one. Davey is right behind Dayton Myers. And it is a sliding triple. 2 RBI by Judd Jurowski, the 2-hole hitter.
And it's same with Sam. Sam is missing at the belt. And that's Bobcat pitchers, both Xander and Sam have missed right around the belt buckle. And Grundy center is just destroying the baseball.
2 more runs score on the 2 RBI triple by Jurowski as Davey and Myers scores. It's 17-1. We are still in the top of the 6th inning. We have a pitching change. We'll tell you who's in for the Cats when we come back right here on your home for Bobcat Baseball. News Talk 1230 AM, 93.9 FM, and on KFJB-TV. Pitching change for the Marshalltown Bobcats, all brought to you by Ethington Heating and Cooling. They're not comfortable until you are. Into the game for the Marshalltown Bobcats to pitch, it will be Trayton Gilliland, the sophomore right-handed pitcher, Dylan.
And you look at him, he's again that sophomore young pitcher. You see what he can do. He's not as hard throwing as what you've seen from Sam Griesel. But as he comes in, you're looking at this will be his first time pitching this year. So haven't seen a lot of him. Hopefully, you're looking at mop-up duty. What do you expect from him? Is first and foremost strikes. You need to get strikes. And if you can, mix the speed up. Don't go belt high. That is really, if you look at all of where pitches ended up for Xander and Sam, it was belt high over the plate.
Sam Griesel, 1-inning pitch, gives up 7 hits and 8 runs, possibly 9, as a runner at third base would be to his stat line here tonight. So things have kind of fallen apart for the Bobcats on the mound. We'll see if Trayton Gilliland can get the Bobcats out of the inning here as Brody Zinkula will stand in. He's had the roughest night in the 2-hole. He's 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. Or 1 for 4, excuse me. Gilliland fires in. On a line drive to Stolzer at second base. He dives to his left and makes the catch for out number 2.
Zinkula does not want to see any more of Luke Stolzer. Actually, that's
his
third out.
Or third out against him, yeah. This will bring up Riker Thorin, the cleanup batter. An RBI, a couple of singles tonight. And a first pitch strike for Gilliland. 0-1 on the inner half.
You see that, fought it off, and then Luke made a great play to the left. And Trayton's done what you need from him.
Get it in the zone, get that contact. And here's contact at third base. It's picked up by Dutton on one hop over to first in time. And Riker Thorin is out on the 5-3 ground out for out number 3. So Trayton Gilliland comes in for the Bobcats in relief and gets 2 outs as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Bobcats down to their final 3 outs of the game. When we come back, it's 17-1. Spartans on top of the Cats on KFJB-TV.
Legends American Grill is the perfect place to watch your favorite team. Enjoy wings, nachos, steaks, and prime rib available on Friday and Saturday nights. It's game on for great food and your favorite drink to wash it down. You like burgers? Legends has fantastic, unique burger creations like this. The Legends Burger. Absolutely delicious. Gather with friends, enjoy your favorite team's games with the NFL Sunday Ticket, and make some memories. Legends American Grill in Marshalltown and our new Newton location, where the game is always on.
Welcome back in. We've got a Central State scoreboard update. After 2 innings, Mason City 12, Decorah 0. End of 4 innings, Dyke New Hartford 8, Gladbrook Rhinebeck 3. And again, that's a Central State Bank scoreboard update.
8 more runs come across the plate for Grundy Center that inning in the 6th. 17 runs off 17 hits. Bobcats have made 6 errors tonight. And Bobcats down to their final 3 outs of the game unless they are able to score 8 runs here. Garrett Tatey, Aiden Holmgren, Xander Stump, 2, 3, 4 batters due up here in the 6th.
And we're actually going to see a name we've already called this week down at Ankeny Centennial. Fabian Segovia is going to be in. Different sport.
Very good midfielder on the soccer pitch as he stands in. First pitch, swing and a strike as Hayden Gertis is out for his 2nd inning of work. And it's a swing and a miss by Fabian Segovia. Now he gets a hold of one down the right field line, but just about a half-foot foul. And it's a strike number 2 on the Bobcats senior at the plates.
And this is always interesting. You get a 2-sport person. His other sport just wrapped up, so you get to see him out there. We haven't seen him. Really, he didn't play last year.
He didn't play last year. He played the previous year, though. 0-2 to Segovia, and swinging a tapper to second base. Zinkula has a read on it over to first in time, and that is a 4-3 ground out by Segovia. 1 away here in the 6th. Aiden Holmgren will head to the plate, and we do have a pinch hitter for Aiden Holmgren as well, as now batting for him. It'll be Cooper McLeod. And McLeod reaches out, whiffs on the first pitch he sees from Gertis. And it is 0-1 to Cooper McLeod. Swings and misses on top of that one. The sophomore at the plate. 0-2 quickly from Hayden Gertis. And swing and a miss on a pitch upstairs, and a strikeout for Gertis. 2 away. First strikeout of the night for Gertis. And this will bring up Xander Stump.
Cats down to potentially their last out. I'm holding out hope.
Yep. Stupp will stand in. And he'll take a pitch upstairs from Gertis, 1-0.
Stupp does have one of the 2 Bobcat hits here tonight.
Here's the 1-0. Upstairs to the backstop it goes from Gertis. It's 2-0 to Xander Stupp. The 2-0 on the way. Swing and a miss, and down to his knee falls Xander Stupp. 2-1. He was looking to put a charge on one right there.
Yeah, when you're down 17-1, you're just looking to swing away.
Swing and a miss over top, missing his Stupp. It's now a 2-2 count as Gertis has worked the count back in his favor. Here's the 2-2 on the way from the righty, and it is drilled to left field.
Right there.
Meester is on the spot, though, as he takes a few steps back to his right. And Stupp flies out to left field for out number 3, and the Bobcats go quietly in the 6th. And that'll be a final score tonight, 17-1. Bobcats fall to the Grundy Center Spartans, who begin the season perfect 4-0, including a takedown of Sumner Fredericksburg, who was ranked in the initial rankings at number 10 in Class 2A. So they're making some noise, off to a good start as the Bobcats fall to 3-2 tonight.
You know, you look at the stats in 3 games, nothing's going to jump out to you. Averages are all over the place, but when you see them in person, they have pop up and down that lineup. They can tee off on the ball. Now, the pitching wasn't real great tonight, but you look at Meyer. Meyer pitched really solidly, didn't pitch a lot last year. Building off a 15-7 record, I think this is a pretty good Spartans ball club that you should be pretty excited if you're up in Grundy County.
That is for sure. 17-1, the final score as the Bobcats fall to the Grundy Center Spartans. Coming up, it is the Locker Room Report here on KFJB-TV.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social. And that's just on the inside. Step outside and enjoy patio life at Gutter Point with drinks, shuffleboard, live music, and fun atmosphere. Follow Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to plan your next visit to the place for fun.
YMCC, competitive athletics, affordable tuition, on-campus living, online courses plus 2 campus locations, unique programs, career training, small classes, short-term hands-on training. Choose MCC.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, presented by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Well, beautiful shot of the moon, as always. And 17-1, the final score in our baseball game tonight is the Marshalltown Bobcats fall to 3-2. Grundy Center is now 4-0 on the season. A tough night for the Cats, especially on the mound, as they go 4 1/3 innings with the starting pitcher Xander Stupp tonight. He gives up 7 hits and 9 runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Sam Griesel relieved him, only went an inning, gave up 7 hits and 8 runs, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. Trayton Gilliland comes in, finishes off the top of the 6th inning, 2/3 of an inning pitched, as he got a line out and a ground out to end things. Bobcats defensively made 6 errors here tonight. Grundy Center had 17 runs off of 17 hits here tonight, and they left 5 runners on base here tonight, the final stat line. Meanwhile, for the Marshalltown Bobcats, they pick up 1 run off of 2 hits, and they left 2 runners aboard throughout the night on the base pass. Britt Myers started the night for the Grundy Center Spartans. He goes 4 innings, gives up 2 hits and 1 run and 3 strikeouts, did not walk anyone. Final 2 innings went to Hayden Gertis as he finishes off the Bobcats with 1 walk and 1 strikeout in those 2 innings. And he did not give up he did not walk anybody, but he did have he did walk Luke Stelzer. There we go. I talked myself in and out of it, but he did walk 1 and he did strike out 1 as he gives up no hits and no runs in relief of Britt Meyer, who picks up the victory against the Marshalltown Bobcats tonight. Okay. Coming up on our locker room reports, all brought to you by Wells Fargo Advisors, James Hunt and Jeff Isgrig, located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. We'll name our Bobcat player of the game, and we will also have our post-game chat with head coach Colton Hankey. This is Bobcat Baseball. You're watching KFJB-TV.
You planned and saved for your child to go to college, but medical school after graduation was a surprise. A happy, expensive surprise. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When opportunities surprise you, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
From preschool to graduation day, Marshalltown Community School District prepares students for success in a global world. Embrace the lead with curriculum that prepares students for tomorrow's challenges, giving your child unmatched college and career advantages. Embrace the lead by developing talents beyond the classroom through extracurricular opportunities and by focusing on student well-being and whole child development. Create a global learning community right here in Marshalltown. Learn more at marshalltown.k12.ia.us.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, presented by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
And we're here with head coach Colton Hankey. Tough night, tough week. Bobcats fall 17 to Grundy Center in 6 innings. Just looking at tonight, it just felt like everything was kind of a little bit off, even from infield practice to before the game to just getting settled. Use the dugout.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it just never really got comfortable, never settled in. And, right from the get-go, I just kind of continued, and nobody was really willing to step up and make a play when it needed.
And it just felt like air can be getting air. So from a teaching perspective, I know you're just what out of this game was not wanted.
All right, thanks, Dylan. Sorry about our technical difficulties here tonight. As we move along in our post-game show, when we come back, we will get our Opa Grill Player of the Game. This is Bobcat Baseball. You're watching KFJB-TV.
Some say life is like a road trip. Is it a coincidence Scooter's Coffee is a drive-thru? We don't think so. Whether you need a coffee while you enjoy the view, to just get you through the long stretch, or to refuel between stops, Scooter's Coffee is there, brewing up delicious coffee, espresso blenders, smoothies, iced drinks, and more, with the convenience of a drive-thru so you can stay on the road and enjoy the ride. So go ahead, scoot on around. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters in Marshalltown.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown, and they are proud to support Marshalltown Bobcat Athletics. If you need a new recliner to relax in, or perhaps a new dining set for the whole family, shop McGregor's. They also have a good selection of luxurious sectional sofas. Score the mattress of your dreams with an assist from the McGregor's friendly and knowledgeable staff. You'll be the household MVP when you bring home the winning selection from McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown. Open 7 days a week.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, presented by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Welcome back into the Locker Room Report here on KFJB-TV. Now time for our OPA Player of the Game, as all presented by OPA Grill in Marshalltown. Greek and traditional favorites. All you have to say is
OPA.
All right, thanks, Dylan. Our player of the game tonight, J.J. Schoenfelder, 1 for 2 tonight with a run scored. He scored the run in the second inning as he was able to get in on an error by the Grundy Center Spartans there that inning. So J.J. Schoenfelder is our player of the game as he receives a $25 gift certificate to OPA Grill in Marshalltown. This is the Locker Room Report. You're watching KFJB-TV.
What does OPA mean? OPA means joy, enthusiasm, and approval. And when you dine at OPA Grill in Marshalltown, you'll understand why. With their made-to-order pastas, soups, and salads made daily with the freshest ingredients. Favorites include chicken parmesan pan-fried to perfection, fresh and light chicken lemon rice soup, and their signature OPA salad topped with seasoned gyro meat. OPA Grill Family Restaurant in Marshalltown, where you can dine in or drive through. All you have to say is OPA!
You're an empty nester closing in on that retirement property. Chances are your plans didn't include mom moving in, but life happens and you do the right thing. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement means caring for yourself and a loved one, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, presented by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Welcome back into Locker Room Reports here on KFJB-TV. I'm Brandon Lewis, Dylan Dose alongside me. Transportation for today's game on KFJB-TV, all provided by Carl Auto Group in Marshalltown. Carl is your dealer for life. I know we kind of had a little bit of mic difficulties there, but what was Colton's kind of response to his team here tonight and their efforts?
He was not impressed with the effort, I think. And his big thing was, all right, we've got 6 games next week. Who's going to show up tomorrow ready to work, ready to put the ball in play and get ready for next week? Yeah. It's a beautiful thing about baseball. If you can have a short memory, you can get back on the diamond right away. But if you have a long memory and a lack of fire, it will just steamroll you. So I anticipate Bobcats' young team have some pride on there. Talked to Xander a little bit, and he wasn't real excited about it, but he's got his head up, and he's going to come out. You know, he will, and trust the other senior leadership will, and anticipate a much better week next week than what we saw this week.
Yeah, that is for sure. All right, one final timeout. We'll wrap things up at Marshalltown High School when we come back on KFJB-TV.
Don't let concerns about shifts in the market disrupt your long-term financial goals. Edward Jones financial advisor Zach Wall can help. He'll work with you on an investment strategy for long-term results. Edward Jones can give you the tools and knowledge for a steady approach to hitting your financial targets. Get started by giving Zach Wall a call at 641-752-3017 in Marshalltown or visiting edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Welcome back to Marshalltown High School as we wrap things up on a Friday night. Bobcats again fall 17-1, the final score here tonight, as they are defeated by the Grundy Center Spartans by a final score of 17-1. We've got a busy week of action coming up next week, as we will have softball on the air on Wednesday and Thursday night next week, as the Bobcats will be home against Fort Dodge on Wednesday and at home against Roosevelt on Thursday night. It's 2 doubleheaders. 5 and 7 o'clock. We'll have coverage of both games coming up on KFJB-TV. One final scoreboard update tonight, all brought to you, of course, all season by Central State Bank. Discover what they can do for you. Locations in Ames State Center and in West Des Moines.
Mason City 12, Decorah 2. That's at the end of 4. At the end of 5, Dike New Hartford 10, Gladbrook Rhinebeck 6. And from earlier today, Valley 10, Roosevelt nothing.
Well, for our KFJB-TV crew here tonight, thanks so much for joining us. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to KFJB-TV and turn on those game notifications and don't miss any of the upcoming action. Jeff Brooks, our radio producer, back at the studios. David Braga, our on-site producer, as Keith Stewart and Joe Cornwell in camera coverage for Dylan Doze. I'm Brandon Lewis. You've been watching Marshalltown Bobcat Baseball right here on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is made possible by Assured Partners, Greg Young of Marshalltown, Lennox Employees Credit Union, Marshalltown Area Chamber, Marshalltown Community College, McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, Sports Plus, Wayward Social, Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown, Marshalltown School District, Scooters of Marshalltown, Legends American Grill, Sandvik Enterprises in Marshalltown, your Marshalltown Hy-Vee, and State Farm, Tyler Pashong Agency.